Hi, I'm Kate Burke. This is another in a series of sessions created to help you find your speaking voice. Today, we're going to focus on the professional use of short words that matter. Now, it's probably natural to look at a series of words on a page or a passage of a text and say, well, this word is more important than that word. The nouns and the verbs and the adjectives and the adverbs are much more important than the conjunctions and the prepositions. I agree. But one problem is that we tend to speak those short words in a sort of casual or slangy way in our daily conversation, and there is nothing wrong with that. But when we move into a professional setting, when we're presenting, and we bring that casual, slangy utterance with us, it can give a message to listeners that we're talking about low-level things, things that don't really matter, business as usual. Okay, I joke with my students because we so often use the sound n for and. In Shakespeare's sonnets, for instance, very important words and notions are paired. I don't think this is one, but let's just take love and marriage. And if you say love and marriage, there's something fun but casual about it. So maybe it's not quite the right tone. So let me just talk about a few words that tend to slip out in that slangy way. For becomes fur. Get becomes git. To becomes ta. Just becomes gist. Sort of transforms the speaker into a speaker of Appalachian English. There's nothing wrong with that if that's where you're from, but it's a relatively small geographic area. Years ago, I wrote a short poem which includes many of the words that fall into the slangy, sort of casual tone. And I'm going to read it for you now with lots of what you might call mistakes, and I hope it makes you laugh. And then I'm going to read a second version. A poem honoring the words that slip by. Is that so? Is that right? Is that true? Just to reach out to her for her sake, to catch her, more than castigate her, to forgive and to forget, to defer or defend, not to hang, to get to the dregs of her brittle heart, would the sure case for peace and justice make. Now here's a second version. Is that so? Is that right? Is that true? Just to reach out to her for his sake, to catch her, more than castigate her, to forgive and forget, to defer or defend, not to hang, to get to the dregs of her brittle heart, would the sure case for peace and justice make. So, write your own poem. We'll pick up some great text and get another highlighter. I recommended a highlighter in an earlier session to differentiate the one-syllable words and the multi-syllable words. Hopefully, if you're preparing a presentation, you'll have a series of what I call working papers, several copies of the text, and each copy marked to delineate or reveal an aspect of the architecture of the language. But take a highlighter and highlight all those small words that tend to just disappear and drill them, speak them out loud. Now, it's not about emphasizing those or drawing attention to those. Simply allow them to be present, and it will give a much more professional polish to your presentations. Thank you.